pranams. Let us start with Guru Vandanam. Gurureva gatir gurumeva bhaje Gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave Na guroh paramam shishurasmi guroho Matirasti gurau mama pahi guro. Dhyanam. Let us visualize the form of Lalita Parameshwari. Let us meditate upon her. Sinduraruna vigrahan trinayanam manikya maulisphurat taranayaka shekharam smitamukhi mapina vakshoruham पाणिभ्यामलिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम् अरुणाङ्करुणातरङ्गिताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अणिमादिभिरावृतां मयूखैः अहमित्येव विभावये भवानीम् ध्यायेत् पद्मासनस्थां विकसितवदनां पद्मपत्रायताक्षीं हेमाभां पीतवस्त्रां करकलितलसद्धेमपद्मां वराङ्गीं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सततमभयदां भक्तनम्रां भवानीं श्रीविद्यां शान्तमूर्तिं सकरसुरनुतां सर्वसम्पत्प्रदात्रीम् सकुङ्कुमविलेपनामलिकचुम्बिकस्तूरिकां समन्दहसिते क्षणां सशरचापपाशाङ्कुशाम् अशेषजनमोहिनीमरुणमाल्य भूषाम्बरां जपाकुसुमभासुरां जपविधौ स्मरेदम्बिकाम् श्रीमात्रे नमः। श्रीमाता श्रीमहाराज्ञी श्रीमत्सिंहासनेश्वरी चिदग्निकुण्डसम्भूता देवकार्यसमुद्यता उद्यद्भानुसहस्राभा चतुर्बाहुसमन्विता रागस्वरूपपाषाढ्या क्रोधाकाराङ्कुशोज्ज्वला मनोरूपेक्षुकोदण्डा पञ्चतन्मात्रसायका निजारुणप्रभापूरमज्जद्ब्रह्माण्डमण्डला. So before we start the revision, let us start with the meanings where we had stopped in the last class. So we were supposed to do the meanings from verse number 141. So I will directly go to that. So we were supposed to do the meanings from this verse. Chitkalananda kalika prema rupa priyankari nama parayana prita nandi vidya nateshwari. Chitkalananda kalika, Chitkala Ananda Kalika. Chitkala means, we know Chit means that pure divine consciousness, that is called as Chit. Kala, the form or a part is Kala. Ananda, the bliss, the happiness. Kalika, Kalika means the bud. So Chitkalananda Kalika. Here there are, this can split into two names, Chitkala and Ananda Kalika. So Chitkalananda Kalika. Chitkala is that one who is with that divine consciousness, pure consciousness is called as Chitkala. Ananda Kalika. So Ananda, that bliss, that happiness, supreme bliss is Ananda. Kalika means the bud. So Ananda Kalika, the bud of that divine bliss, which is a part of that Brahma, the Brahmananda, that is this Ananda Kalika. So part of the bliss of that Brahma itself, which is Devi itself, is that Ananda Kalika. So the bud is what? Bud generally has the qualities of a flower, right? Like, but it is in a small way. Bud is also a small flower, has the qualities of a flower, but it is in a very small way. Similarly, bliss is in a small way within the soul. But at the right time, it can expand and become that supreme bliss, Paramananda, Brahmananda, that supreme bliss. So that is Ananda Kalika, Devi, who is in the form of that Ananda Kalika, and Chitkala. So we all know that Chit is pure consciousness or pure knowledge is called as Chit. Kala, the part. We also had come across Sat, Chitu, Anandam, if you remember. So that is what we are linking in these two names. In Padma Purana, it is said that Chitteshu Chitkala Nama Shaktihi Sarva Sharirina. So there is an energy called that Chit, that consciousness, that pure consciousness in the minds of the bodies of the bodies of the soul. Or the soul itself. So that is Chitkala. So the Devi, one who is the spark of that divine consciousness, is called as Chitkala. And Ananda Kalika means that bud of divine bliss, that small flower of the divine bliss. Prema Rupa, she is in the form of affection towards her devotees, the love towards her devotees, that is indicated as Devi herself, that is, she is in that form of affection itself. So she is Prema Rupa. Priyankari, because of her affection to all her devotees, to everyone unbiased and equally, she is called as Priyankari, one who causes, who does Priya for the devotees, the cause of that affection itself, that is Priyankari. Nama Parayana Prita. Nama Parayana means repeating her names, chanting her names. So one who takes delight by listening or by that repetition of her names is known as Nama Parayana Prita, one who is pleased. So it is very easy to please the Devi. Just by chanting of her names, by repeating her names, Devi can be pleased. So that is Nama Parayana Prita. Nandi Vidya, the Vidya, the knowledge, the mantra, the Vidya which is as worshipped by Nandikeshwara is called as Nandi Vidya. It is one of the way of worshipping that was followed by Nandikeshwara. The form of mantra which was initiated by Nandikeshwara. So there are very great devotees of Devi, and some of them are Manu, Chandra, Kubera, Lopamudra, Manmatha, Agastya, Agni, Surya, Indra, Skanda, Shiva, all this. And Nandi is also one of them. So this is that Vidya, Nandi Vidya. Nateshwari, she is the consort of, the wife of Nataraja, Parameshwara. So she is the wife of Nataraja, who is known as Nateshwari. So Nandi Vidya and Nateshwari. Let us look at the next name. Mithya Jagadadhisthana Muktida Muktirupini Lasya Priyalayakari lajjarambhadivandita. Mithya jagat adishthana. Mithya means that is illusionary or which is false. Mithya. Jagat, this universe is illusion, Maya, right? Mithya Jagat. Adishthana means the one who supports or one who is the foundation or the basis. The Adishthatri is known as, or the deity of this Mithya Jagat, the world, the universe, this is called as Mithya Jagadadishthana. So Devi is that Adishthatri of this Mithya Jagat. So one, the Devi herself is part of this Mithya Jagat. She holds this or supports this, and that is why she is called as Mithya Jagadadishthana. Ana also means breathe. So she is the supporter, not only the supporter of this universe, the supporter of this breath of this universe itself. So she herself is that Ana. She is the breath of this entire universe. So she is called as Mithya Jagadadishthana. So in this Maya world, in this Mithya world, she is the basis. She is the one who can give us the salvation. So that is why she is Muktida, Mukti Pradai, Mukti Dadati iti Muktida, one who gives the salvation, Mukti. In this Mithya Jagat, she is Muktida. Mukti Rupini, attaining her, she herself is a Mukti Rupa. She is the salvation. She is that ultimate salvation herself. She is in that form of salvation. So she is Mukti Rupini. If we remember, we had come across the name Kaivalya Padadayini earlier. Kaivalya Padadayini in the earlier verse. So that is also meaning the same. One who gives that Kaivalya Pada, Moksha Pada. So Mukti, Muktida. So Mukti Rupini. So she is the form of that salvation. Lasya Priya, one who is fond of Lasya. Lasya, it's a dance. The dance which is done by women is known as Lasya. Shiva's dance is known as Tandava. When it is related to Devi, it is Lasya. So she is the one who is fond of Lasya. So she is Lasya Priya. Dance done by women. Layakari. So Layakari. There are different levels or different types of meditations. It is a Laya is a specific peculiar state of mind causing the absorption, mental absorption, being involved in that, absorbed in that. Layakari. So Srishti Sthiti Laya also can be related here. So Layakari. Lajja. Lajja means shy, being shy. So she is one who is in the form of this shyness or bashfulness or modesty. She is Lajja. It is, we all know that Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Lajja Rupena Samsthita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha. So she is that Lajja Swarupa Devi. Rambhadi Vandita. Ramba and others, Ramba Adi, Ramba and other Apsaras, the celestial damsels, they also worship Devi. She is adored by Ramba and other celestial damsels. So she is Rambhadi Vandita. Bhavata Vasudha Vrishtihi Paparanyadavanala. So this line can also be chanted together. Bhavada Vasudha Vrishtif Paparanyadavanala Daurbhagyatula Batula Jaradhvantara Viprabha. Bhavadava Sudha Vrishtihi. This is a very beautiful name actually. We know Vrishtihi means rain. Sudha means Amruta, nectar. Sudha Vrishtihi, the rain of nectar. So where is this rain of nectar falling? Bhavat means this worldly existence. Bhava means this Bhava means this worldly existence. Bhava Dava. Dava means the forest fire is called as Davanala. We all know that. So in this Bhava, in this Jagat, worldly existence, what kind of worldly existence? Forest fire, because of the attachments, illusions, bondages, etc. So in this Mithya Jagat, who is that rain of nectar? Devi. She is the Sudha Vrishti, who is falling on this Bhavadava, that is the forest fire of worldly existence. So she is that Amruta Dhara, or she is that Amrita Vrishtihi. She is that rain of nectar. So Bhavadava Sudha Vrishtihi. Paparanya Davanala. Papa we know sins. Aranya means forest. Davanala again we know it is the forest fire. So in the previous name, Bhavadava Sudha Vrishtihi, she was that rain, the Amruta Dhara, she was that nectar rain which was falling on the forest fire of worldly existence, right? In this name, she is the forest fire who is consuming or burning the forest of sin. That means Paparanya. It is an Aranya of Paparanya of sins. The Kanana, the forest of sins. And she is the Davanala, that is the sin, that is the forest fire. Anala, the fire, forest fire, which is consuming the sinful forest. So that is why she is Paparanya Davanala. Daurbhagya Tula Vatula. Daurbhagya means misfortune. She, Daurbhagya Tula Vatula, she in the form of a gale wind or a cyclone, she drives away all this Daurbhagya, the misfortune of the devotees. She blows away the misfortune of the devotees, this Daurbhagya of the devotees. So she is Daurbhagya Tula Vatula. Jaradhvanta Ravi Prabha. Ravi, sun, Prabha, the brightness, splendor. So Ravi Prabha is that splendor or the sun's prakasha, the sunbeam. What does it do? It dispels the darkness of decay, the diminishing. So she is that sunbeam who takes out, who destroys the darkness. Darkness of, it can be knowledge. Jara means old age, decay we can say. She removes by her effulgence, by her splendor, what does she remove? She removes the jara, that is the darkness which is there in the jara, the old age or the decay. She removes that. Let us look at the next name. Bhagyabdhi Chandrika Bhakta Chitta Keki Ghana Ghana Roga Dambholir Mrityu Daru Kutarika. Bhagyabdhi Chandrika. Bhagya, we know, Daurbhagya was misfortune. We are here talking about the good fortune, that is Saubhagya, Bhagya. Abdhi means ocean, Samudra. Chandrika, the light of the moon, twilight, is the moonbeam is called as Chandrika. So what does this moonbeam do? Devi is the moonbeam. This moonbeam swells the ocean of good fortune for her devotees. So she is that Chandrika who increases or illuminates the oceans of good fortune of her devotees. She makes the sea of good fortunes to swell for her devotees. So she is Bhagyabdhi Chandrika. Bhakta Chitta Keki Ghana Ghana. Bhakta, devotees, Chitta, mind. Keki is the peacocks. Ghana means the cloud. So what does it mean? Bhakta Chitta Keki Ghana Ghana. When the for peacocks, what brings happiness to the peacocks? The clouds and the rain brings the happiness to the peacock. So she is that cloud that nourishes the peacocks. So which are these peacocks? These peacocks are the minds of the devotees, of her devotees. So she is like a cloud, that megha, that cloud that nourishes or that delights the minds of her devotees. Those minds are the peacocks, called as peacocks in this case. So those are the minds of the devotees. She is like a cloud, or she is the cloud that nourishes the minds of her devotees. Roga Parvata Dambholir Mrityudaru Kutharika. There are two names here. Roga Parvata Dambholihi and Mrityudaru Kutharika. Roga, disease. Parvata, mountain. So she is that thunderbolt which shakes, which makes the mountain of disease to shake and disappear. So, Roga Parvata Dambholihi. So, it is one of the powerful names which can be chanted for any kind of illness also. Roga Parvata Dambholihi. So, she is the thunderbolt, one who makes the mountain of diseases to go away, to shake and disappear. Mrityudaru Kutharika. Mrityu means death. Mrityudaru. Kutharika. Kuthara means the axe. What is the axe used for? To cut a tree. So here she is the axe that cuts down the tree of death. She removes that fear of death for her devotees. She protects her devotees from diseases. Roga Parvata Dambholihi and Mrityudaru Kutharika, one who cuts down the tree of death. Maheshwari Mahakali Mahagrasa Mahashana Aparna Chandika Chandamunda Suranishudini. Maheshwari, Mahaishwari, the great supreme ruler. Maharagni, Srimata, Shri Maharagni. I have been reminding you again and again about the second name. Maharagni, it is the supreme ruler. She is Maheshwari. Mahakali. Mahakali, again, Maha means the supreme, the great. Kali, the Mahakali. Mahakaleshwara, we know in Ujjain, Ishvara. So she is the presiding Devi, there is Mahakali. So that is Supreme Mahakali. Mahagrasa, Mahagrasa means one who devours everything, one who takes in everything. So she is that Mahagrasa, everything she can take. Mahashana, again, the great eater of everything. What it means is animate and inanimate, both. The complete, what it means, a complete universe, animate and inanimate universe. So that is Mahashana, Mahagrasa and Mahashana. Aparna, Aparna, one who cuts down the debts, removes the debts. Parna means leaf. Aparna means, let's say, devoid of taking even a leaf. Now, there is this story that Parvati did a very great penance for Shiva, and she didn't even take even a leaf. That is why she was called as Aparna. That is there is a Vrittanta like this, Aparna. So, as from the Sahasranama meaning, Aparna means one who cuts down the debts or the bondages. Chandika, Chandika. Chandika is a form of Devi who becomes very angry at the evil, with the evil forces or evil people, at the evil doers. So that form of Devi is called as Chandika. Chandamundasura Nishudini. This is, we all know, Devi was the destroyer of two Rakshasas, demons, Daityas, Chanda and Munda. So she is known by this name, Chandamundasura Nishudini. क्षराक्षरात्मिका सर्वलोकेशी विश्वधारिणी त्रिवर्गदात्री सुभगा त्र्यंबका त्रिगुणात्मिका. Kshara Kshara and Akshara. So Akshara means imperishable. Kshara means that is perishable. So she is in the form of that both perishable and imperishable. So she is known as Ksharaksharatmika. Akshara also means syllable. She is at single syllable or multi-syllable. She is the one who is in the form of that single or multiple syllables. Aksharas. So she is Ksharaksharatmika. Sarvalokeshi. Ksharaksharatmika also can mean there is countless mantras, or we can even say syllables. So Ksharaksharatmika. Sarvalokeshi, Sarvaloka, all the worlds. She is the ruler of all the worlds. Sarvaloka, all the lokas. So Sarvalokeshi. Vishwadharini, Vishwa, the entire universe, Jagat. Dharini, she carries, she supports the entire universe. So she is Vishwadharini. Trivarga Datri, she is the bestower of the human values, giver of the three objects of desire. What? Dharma, Artha and Kama. We also have the fourth Purushartha, Moksha. Giver of these three things. For any thing, there needs to be an aspiration for achieving, to obtain something. Then the capacity, the Shakti, the strength to do that, and the means, the sadhana to do that. So the one who can give all that aspiration to do something, or the strength or the sadhana, that is Devi. So Trivarga Datri, she is the one who bestows all that. Subhaga means auspicious. Mangalakara, sun. Subhaga also means very beautiful. That is, who has all kinds of one, and also one who has all affluences. That is that greatness, the great wealth, the tremendous wealth. That is Subhaga. So Bhaga means the wealth, desire, etc. Subhaga, one who is shining with all that great wealth, is called as Subhaga. So she is the giver of brightness to sun. So she is known as that auspicious sun herself. So Subhaga. Triambaka, three-eyed goddess, one who has three eyes. So she is called as Triambaka. It is said that the sun, moon and fire are the three eyes of Devi. Triambaka. Trigunatmika, she has all the three qualities, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas gunas. So she is Trigunatmika, having all these three qualities. Swargapavargada Shuddha Japa Pushpa Nibha Kritihi Vojovati Dyutidhara Yajna Rupa Priyavrata. Swarga and Apavarga. Swarga means heaven, and Swarga Apavarga means heaven and salvation. So she gives both heaven and salvation as per the merits of the devotees, our actions. So Swargapa Vargada, one who gives or one who is the bestower of both Swarga and Apavarga, is Swargapa Vargada, heaven and moksha. Swarga and moksha. Shuddha, one who is very pure, without any stain, without any sin. There is no a small, even a minute strain of avidya in her. So she is Shuddha, that pure mantra. Shuddha Vidya is Devi herself. So she is Shuddha. She is pure ever, without any strain of ignorance. So that avidya, so is Shuddha. Japa Pushpa Nibhakrutihi. Akrutihi, her form. Akrutihi means form. Her form is like the color, her color is like that of the color of the hibiscus flower, Japa Pushpa, which is red in color. So whose body is or whose form is like the hibiscus flower, also red in color. Uh, in Sahasranama, we came across multiple names wherein Devi, Mandara Kusumapriya, right? Like that. So here, Japa Pushpa Nibhakrutihi. So one who has the form of the Japa Pushpa. Ojovati, Ojovati, one who has that ojas, vitality which is required, the life force, the full of ojas, that is Ojovati, full of complete with that vitality. The ojas is the one which actually protects our body. That is that energy or that light or strength or splendor is called Ojaha. So she is that one which that is why she is Ojovati, the full of vitality. Dyuti Dara, Dyuti means splendor or the light. So one who is having Dyuti or who is possessing that Dyuti is called as Dyuti Dhara. If you remember, Kantimati was another name we came across. It was 465th name. Kantimati, the possessor of Kanti. This is similar to that, Dyuti Dhara. Yajna Rupa, she is the form of sacrifices. Yajna, sacrifice. She is in the form of one who is in the form of sacrifice. So there are different types of yajnas. There is this Deva Yajna, which is the, yajna for praying to Devatas. There is Pitru Yajna, praying to the Pitru Devatas, our forefathers, etc. And there is Brahma Yajna, there is chanting of Vedas, teaching, etc. That is Brahma Yagnam. Manushya Yagnam is there, that is helping others, offering made to the other human beings in the form of Atithi Satkarya, or giving something to the needy people. That is Manushya Yagnam. Then there is Bhuta Yagnam. Bhuta Yagna is when we do something, help plants, animals, birds, this Prakriti, that is Bhuta Yagnam. So there is also Gnana Yagna, that is the knowledge related to Gnana. Japa Yagna, doing chanting, doing japas. So there are all different kinds of yagnas. So Devi is in the form of all these yagnas, form of sacrifices. So any of these sacrifices, any of these yagnas we do can please Devi. Priyavrata. Priyavrata means one who is fond of woes and austerities. Means, let us, for example, Ekadashi as practice or the Vrata. Vrata means nothing but over the practice or austerity we follow. So she is fond of all those austerities. So, it is not that we take up a vow to do something for only Devi. If, let's say, we take up the Ekadashi Vrata, some kind of austerity, even if it is for other deities, then Devi is pleased by that also. So Priyavrata. So she is called as Priyavrata. 148 verse. Duraradhya Duradharsha Patali Kusuma Priya Mahati Meru Nilaya Mandara Kusuma Priya. Duraradhya. Aradhya means worshipping. Aradhana, Aradhya. It is very difficult for people who do not have sthira, the constant, that true devotion to Devi, to worship her. It's difficult to worship by fickle-minded devotees. In the initial part of the classes, we had discussed about this. If we are offering our prayers to Devi, if you are worshipping Devi, if you are learning this Sahasranama, we will not be able to do it if there is no bhakti, then there is no phala, and it is not able to, we will not be, there will be some kind of vigna if we are not having that kind of a bhava, bhakti, mind, chitta towards Devi. And unless Devi herself wishes, we cannot be worshipping. So Duraradhya, very difficult to worship Devi, especially for fickle-minded devotees. Duradharsha, difficult to control. So one who is very difficult to control, Duradarsha. So here, one who is very difficult to attain also can be considered. So she is that Devi, Duradarsha. However, you can remember the name Nama Parayana Prita, one who gets pleased by chanting her names, the previous verse Visa, who can be pleased by chanting her or repeating her names. So Duradarsha, difficult to control, difficult to resist. So basically, we, once we start worshipping Devi, we get more and more into that devotion. Patali Kusuma Priya, one who loves the Patala Pushpan. That is Patali flowers, it is called as. It's a trumpet flower. It is a kind of red and white flowers. So Patali Kusuma Priya, Patala Pushpa, we call it as. Like I was mentioning earlier, there is this Kadamba Kusuma Priya, then we came, then Champeya Kusuma Priya, then Mandara Kusuma Priya. So Devi is fond of all these kinds of flowers. We have come across these names in the Sahasranamam. Patali Kusuma Priya. Mahati means Mahat, great, the supreme. So she is that Mahat, very big, very supreme. We can also remember the name of Narada's Veena is also Mahati. However, the meaning here is Mahati is the most supreme who is in that form. Meru Nilaya, Meru Nilaya, we know Devi dwells in this Meru Parvata, right? So the one who is residing on that Mount Meru is Meru Nilaya. So one who is in that Mount Meru is Meru Nilaya. If in the initial part of the Sahasranama, we had come across the name Sumeru Madhya Shungastha Shriman Nagaranayika, right? So Sumeru Madhya Shunga, the peak in that Sumeru mountain, that is where Devi is dwelling. In that she is the Naika of that Shriman Nagara, that Tripura, Shripura. So so she is the one who is residing on that Mount Meru. It is said that Sri Chakra, the Devi Sri Chakra Rajeshwari, Sri Chakra has 3 imaginative spaces or halls, it can be said. And there are 3 prastharams there, that halls. Bhu Prastharam, Kailasa Prastharam, and third one is the Meru Prastharam. So this Bhu Prastharam is where the Vashinyadi Vagdevatas. Remember that Vashinyadi Vagdevatas are the one who composed who recited this Lalita Sahasranama by the order of Devi herself. So Bhu Prastharam. Then we have the Nitya. We spoke about the Nitya Devatas, right? The 16 Nitya Devatas, and the Devi herself is Mahanitya. So the Kailasa Prastharam is where this Nitya Devatas reside. Then is this Meru Devi, that is Meru Nilaya. Mandara Kusuma Priya, the Mandara flower. The Mandara flower is also, it's said as one of the kind of hibiscus flower. Mandara is said to be the flower, one of those flowers like Parijata and others, which is in the garden of the Devatas. So the Devi, one who is fond of the Mandara flowers, is Mandara Kusuma Priya. Viraradhya Viradrupa Viraja Vishwatomukhi Pratyagrupa Parakasha Pranada Pranarupini. Viraradhya. Veera means warriors. Aradhya means worshipped by the great warriors. So the Devi was worshipped by great warriors for valor, strength. She is called as Viraradhya. Virat Rupa, Virat Rupa, Virat Rupa. The form one, she has the form of Virat, that is having the entire creation of the universe as her body. She's called by the name Virat Rupa. In the form of this cosmic creation, the Virat creation is Virat Rupa. So all the creations are in her body. Viraja. Viraja means one who does not have any sin associated. Any stain originated because of the Rajo or Tamas. So she is without any sin is called as Viraja. The Devi residing, the presiding deity in Orissa is also called as Viraja Devi. That is Viraja. Vishwatomukhi. So we spoke about the Virat Rupa, one who is without any sin, right? So Vishwatomukhi, she's facing all the directions. When she's having all the creation in her body and she's having that Virat Rupa, then that is why that she's called as Vishwatomukhi, who has faces or who is facing all the directions. That is Vishwatomukhi, one who has the faces in all. She faces all the sides or all the directions. Pratyagrupa. Pratyagrupa means her nature, her prakriti has to be seen internally. So it is said that she is visible to those who sees within self, that is looking inwards. So that is Pratyagrupa. She is in that form. We will also come across in the upcoming verses similar name like Antarmukha Samaradhya Bahir Mukha Sudurlabha, which means easy for people to, she is worshipped by people who are able to see her inside internally, and difficult for those who see a separate outside. So she is Pratyagrupa. Parakasha, she is that supreme or transcendental, omnipresent or supreme ether, we can call this. Her presence can be felt. That is why, the previous name is Pratyagrupa. Her presence has to be experienced or felt subtle. So subtly, that is Parakasha. Pranada. Pranada means one who gives the life. She is the bestower of this life or giver of life. So she is Pranada. She is the, we came across the name Mithya Jagadadisthana. She is the Jagadamba, Shri Mata. So she is the giver of life. Prana Rupini, her Rupa, one who is in the form of that life itself. She is that Rupa herself, the life itself. Again, having all her creation as her body, she is that life itself. Ojovati, also we can remember, full of that vitality. So she is Prana Rupini. Martanda-bhairavāradhya Mantriṇī-न्यस्तराज्यधूः Tripureshi Jayatsena Nistraygunya Parapara. Martanda Bhairava Radhya. Aradhya, we all now know that we came across the name Veera Radhya. Similarly, we have Martanda Bhairava Radhya. Martanda Bhairava Radhya means one who is the Aradhya. This means one who is worshipped, Aradhya. So worshipped by Martanda Bhairava. Who is this Martanda Bhairava? It's also a form of Ishvara. So it's called as Martanda Bhairava Radhya. Mantriṇī Nyasta Rajyadhuhu. Mantriṇī, we know that Mantriṇī is one of the ministers. We had come across this name in the earlier part of the Sahasranama also. Mantriṇī Nyasta Rajyadhuhu. So she has entrusted her kingdom to her ministers, the Mantriṇī. We had come across Raja Matangi Devi, right, earlier. So the Mantriṇī Devis, Raja Matangi or Shyamala Devi, so they're a minister. So one who has entrusted her kingdom to Mantriṇī. Tripureshi, the presiding deity of the chakra, Paripuraka chakra. Tripureshi also means the head of the Tripuras. So we spoke about in the previous name the three prastarams, right? The Bhu Prastaram, Kailasa Prastaram and Meru Prastaram. So Tripura. So she is the presiding deity of the Tripura, that in that Meru Parvata. Jayat Sena, she possesses a victorious army. Jaya means victorious, and that is winning, who is always ever victorious. So Sena means army. She is the one who has that army which is always victorious. That is why though Devi was herself able to destroy all the asuras, her army, which is nothing, which is, it should not be considered as separate from her. It is all the different forms of Devi Jaya. When we say Sena, so it is always victorious. Jayat Sena. Nistrai Gunya. Nistrai Gunya means Guna. We know there are, we had spoken earlier about is the three gunas, qualities, sattva, rajas, tamas. She is devoid of all these three gunas. Nistrai Gunya. She is that supreme Devi. So she is Nistrai Gunyas. You cannot attach any of these qualities to Nirguna, we also said, right, in the previous name. So Nistrai Gunya means she is devoid of all these three qualities. Para para. Para means the absolute, and apara means the both absolute and relative. Apara means relative. See, this para, if you take it as absolute and relative, she is in the form of that Brahman, which is called as para, and the related, that absolute, if we say apara is something which is dependent on self, we can say. So she is both para and apara. So if we take para, we usually say the para Shakti, the superior, the supreme Shakti. Apara is little lesser than that. So she is like the both para and apara, we can say. She is indicated by that word para, apara, and or we can call it as para. Or we can also say paravidya, aparavidya also is there. So she is that form, one who is in the form of para and apara. So we have completed the meanings till 150th verse. I think this is where we had stopped in the last class, the new verses. I quickly request the attendees to raise hands for practicing. We will not do other revision or new verses today. I'll just call out the names. Sumalata Bagini. I have unmuted you. Can you chant the 150th verse, please?
Namaskaram Bagini.
Namaskaram.
Martanda Bhairavaradhya Mantrinine Astarajyaduhu Tripureshi Jayatsena Nistrai Gunya Para.
I will chant once, you can repeat after me. Martanda Bhairavaradhya Mantrinīnyastarajyadhuh.
Martanda Bhairavaradhya Mantrinīnyastarajyaduhu.
Mantrinīnyastarajyadhuh.
Mantrinīnyastarajyaduhu.
Dhuhu, dirgha. Mantrinīnyastarajyadhuh.
Mantrinīnyastarajyaduhu.
Dhuhu, dirgha. Long vowel, okay?
Okay.
Rajyadhuhu. Tripureshi Jayatsena.
Tripureshi Jayatsena.
Nistrai Gunya Para.
Nistrai Gunya Para.
Right. So if you remember, like, when this, just I saw questions, so I'm repeating the meaning of this word name para. So if you remember, we have always been indicating para Shakti, right, for Devi when we have to para Devi. So this para means that supreme. So she is indicated, she is known by this word, but not just para, by both para and apara. So that is para and apara. I'll call out the next person. Drubha Charan Singh Mahodaya. I have unmuted
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Can you chant same verse?
Ram.
Ram.
150 verse, right?
Yes.
मार्ताण्डभैरवाराध्या मन्त्रिणी न्यस्तराज्यवधूः त्रिपुरेशी जयसेना त्रिपुरेशी जयत्सेना निस्त्रिगुणा परा
I will chant the second line once. Tripureshi Jayat Sena
त्रिपुरेशी जयत्सेना
Nistraygunya Para Para.
निस्त्रिगुण्या परा
धन्यवादः महोदय.
थैंक यू मैम धन्यवाद
Ritu Saha 149.
वीराराध्या विराड्रूपा विरजा विश्वतोमुखी प्रत्यग्रूपा पराकाशा प्राणदा प्राणरूपिणी.
First line Bhagini, could you please chant again?
वीराराध्या विराड्रूपा विरजा विश्वतोमुखी.
Uttamam. Dhanyavadah. Aparna Sharma 148.
धुराराध्या दुरादर्शा पाटली कुसुमप्रिया महती मेरुनिलया मन्दारकुसुमप्रिया.
Uttamam. Just one small observation that your chanting was correct. Just don't hold the letters. Like for example, Duraradhya Duradharsha Patali Kusuma Priya. So for example, for Dura, you don't put any stress in those Alpaprana letters. Dura,
Okay, ma'am.
no, it's not like that. It is like Dura, it should flow. Duraradhya Duradharsha Patali Kusuma Priya. Would you like to try?
Yes, ma'am. दुराराध्या दुरादर्शा पाटली कुसुमप्रिया
Very well chanted now.
महती मेरुनिलया मन्दारकुसुमप्रिया.
Uttamam.
Thank you.
Dhanyavadah. Ravindra Vankade. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Ravindra Vankade.
स्वर्गापवर्गदा शुद्धा जपा पुष्पनिभाकृतिः ओजोवती धृतिधरा यज्ञरूपा प्रियव्रता.
Mahodaya. So couple of things. So for example, in the first line, Nibhakritihi. So in the letter, this is a common mistake, not just for Ravindra Mahodaya, for all of us. What we do is, we have to look at the last letter of the word or before the visarga, the last letter. So we have a visarga, Nibhakritihi, visarga is there. The previous letter is Ti. In Ti, this E which comes is a Hasva or Dirgha. It is a short vowel, Hasva. So we should not prolong the vowel or the the pronunciation here. Japa Pushpa Nibhakritihi or Nibhakritihi is also not correct. Japa Pushpa Nibhakritihi. So the way you're chanting Tihi, it should follow, the Visarga should follow this swara in the previous letter. Okay. So I will chant once again this part only. You can repeat, Mahodaya. Swargapavargada Shuddha Japa Pushpa Nibhakritihi.
स्वर्गापवर्गदा शुद्धा जपा पुष्पनिभाकृतिः.
Nibhakritihi, that's all. Next line. In Dyutidhara, same concept. Dyuti, the E swara here is short vowel. It is short, it is not long. So, Dyutidhara is not correct. It is Dyutidhara. Ojovati Dyutidhara.
ओजोवती द्युतिधरा.
Very good. So in case of Vojovati, T, there is a long vowel, Dirgha. In Dyuti, T, there is a short vowel. Yajna Rupa Priyavrata.
Yajnarupa Priyavrata.
Come on. We'll stop here today. I'll just like one question I'll just try to address, though the time is up. So in, there's a common mistake which we all do. Ya, ra, la, va, sha, sha, sa, ha. So in this avargiya vyanjana, we call it as, that is, these consonants do not fall into any of the vargiya vyanjanas, that is like kavarga, chavarga, tavarga. So in this, specifically the last, okay, sha, sh, and sa. All these three are different pronunciations. So we all chant Shiva very easily, no? We say Shiva, Ishvara, very easy to pronounce. That is that first sha, that is sha, Shankara, Shiva, Shubham, Shiva. This is that sha. Now there is another sha. In that sha, we put little more stress, if you notice, sha. So, when we have to tell the name of Subramanya, another name, Shanmukha, we say, Shanmatam, we say, that is Sha. So, there is a difference between the way we pronounce Sha in Shiva and the way we pronounce in Shanmukha Sha. Then we have Sa. Sa is like, Swarga Pavargada Sa. Sahasranamam Sa. So all these three letters are three different pronunciation. You will get it if you just have to focus at that point of time on the that letter. Sa and Sha are generally very easy. We do a mistake there just because of the regional influences. We tend to mix up Sha with Sa and things. The other one, the Sha might require, that is Shanmukha Sha. You may need little bit focus or practice for that. So let us close the class with this here today. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Devi Narayani Namostute. Pranams to everyone. Punarmilamaha.